Internet. Internet. Where you been? What you been doing? Are you wearing pants while doing it? It's advisable to wear pants. I've been out busy trying to make some money so I can do more fish tankery and pay rent and the like. This week, doing a little update on the 180 Paludarium. It's not exactly going the way that I would like it to go, but it forges on, ever forward into the night, sweet prince. And yeah, I added a new transition. Ugh. That's the new transition. All right. So the 180 is not my favorite tank right now. It's not the worst tank in the world, but it's got its issues. It's got things that need to be worked out, which typically means that I end up scrapping the whole system and starting over. But I'm not going to be doing that because that's a huge pain in my ass. So what I'm going to do is end up rescaping this thing, moving some stuff around. And as you can tell through the video here, I use this transition a lot, mainly because Victoria was trying to shoot the tank from the inside, and as you can see, it continued to get wobbly, and it was frustrating her a lot. So there are a lot of these shots, a lot of these attempts at getting the whole length of the aquarium, and I put the good one at the beginning here. So you'll see some of the bad ones as they go along. Here's one of the containers in the back, and as you guys know, I like to show the good with the bad. So you can see here, some of the plants have, quote, died off, unquote, and are now growing in their terrestrial form. So you can see the green growth on them kind of busting out in sort of a different form from how they were, and the dead leaves, I left them on there to illustrate this is what happens to plants, especially when you transition them from what am I thinking here? Submerged to immersed, or vice versa. There are a lot of people out there that I've seen over the years that they'll, like, for instance, buy plants online and then put them in their tank, and then they basically melt off, and then they pull them out and throw them in the garbage, which don't do that. Plants will transition and start to change. These plants I got growing in the back here, these Anubias, are sort of stunted, sort of growing, sort of going the way I want them, sort of not, which is another one of the pains of this aquarium that is kind of irritating me at this time. Though I still haven't painted the background yet, so I hope to be getting to that this weekend. And in the mix of repainting, we're going to bring in the other tank that's going to go along the back of this aquarium. So we're going to shoot some video when we do that. We're going to shoot some video when we do the painting. And I still have the other 180. I have everything lined up now to set up the other 180. So I'm going to be doing that too. So stay tuned. I got a bunch of videos coming up, and of course this one's still going on for another like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. I'm trying to get more stuff up online. I've been trying to do the live broadcasting. I just can't get the setup right, other than it being like a Q&A of people basically typing in questions to me, and then I can respond to them. So it's kind of been a pain to try and get that set up in a way that's better than that. The lilies in here that I I moved them 2 weeks ago, are growing like crazy. So I do look forward to watching the progress on those and seeing how those go. I believe this is another attempt at the full tank shot, which actually this one seems to have worked out also. I do like the rockscape on the left-hand side of the tank. The right-hand side of the tank definitely needs some work. But of course, the left-hand side of the tank has no plants growing in it, and the right-hand side of the tank does. So what does that mean? I don't know. But this tank really needs a lot of work, and it's just kind of just irritating me at this point. And I'm kind of dumbfounded as to what I'm going to do. But at the same time, I do trust myself to be doing something at some point. Although, from time to time, I do have a tendency to just stand and stare at shit and space out from time to time. And I think this is kind of one of those occasions where I can't really figure out exactly what I'm going to do. And sometimes it takes me like a couple of weeks of thinking about something, and then all of a sudden I just kind of figure out whatever it was that was fucking me up. And then all of a sudden it just all kind of comes together. I guess that's that patience thing that a lot of people talk about. Here's me taking the camera out of the tank and unloading the water and whatnot. I didn't realize I put this in. Actually, that's Victoria taking the camera out. But back to the sweet, smooth transition. But it is Halloween, and I'm not sure what we're doing, but this is that little plant. I was talking about this plant like a month ago, and it started growing more, and I put it in a better spot tonight. I moved it in hopes that it'll keep growing. Somebody said they thought it was pothos, but I really don't think it is. It's growing out of a chunk of wood, and I just don't know what it is, and it's not grown enough for me to figure it out yet. But that's the kind of the best shot of it I could get. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm kind of just rambling on about what's going on with this tank. The repens is growing for shit. Look at that. I mean, it's just growing terrible. So I'm probably gonna yank that out and mess with a bunch of stuff in this tank. To be honest here, I don't really know what I'm saying, other than this is the 180. It looks like shit, and I'm going to have to put more work into it. Anyhow, click subscribe, and thanks to all the new subscribers out there. Hit the like button, donate Bitcoin or whatever you guys do these days. I heard about that on a podcast. But, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and call your mom. She's a nice lady, and she would enjoy you calling her up and let her know that you love her. Although maybe you don't. But who gives a shit? Just call her and tell her you do. Alright.